Just to watch a Newsday, a fresh warning has been issued from the United States concerning the safety of Christians in Nigeria. American Congresswoman Nancy Mace has voiced a grave concern, stating that Nigeria has become, in her words, one of the deadliest countries in the world for Christians. In a statement, she criticized the previous Biden administration for removing Nigeria from a religious freedom blacklist and praised President Donald Trump for his tougher stance on the issue. Her remarks come as discussions in Washington intensify over how the U.S. should respond to claims of targeted violence in Nigeria. And of course, how should Nigeria respond to internal and external pressure with maturity, unity, and clarity in the face of repeated warnings from the United States? Political analyst Shitu Adedayo joins us now. It's good to have you with us.
Thank you.
Very good. So, much has been said about Nigeria's sovereignty. That is not in doubt here, as it were. But how would you assess Nigeria's response to U.S. President Trump's threat to actually, at some point deploy troops, if it were to go that far, and over the attacks on Christians, bearing in mind that it will be a departure for the president's electoral campaigns as well, not to deploy troops, American troops, on foreign soil. That is part of his also electoral promises to the American people, who probably at this stage won't have appetite for such adventures. Your thoughts?
Yeah. So, as they affect Nigeria and the current response to, first and foremost, it will do us a lot of good if we first we acknowledge the situation, putting aside the religion sentiments. As the fact still remains that Nigerians are dying in Nigeria in a very, very gruesome way. While people are sleeping in their house and they're being attacked and killed across the country. Nigerian government needs to first acknowledge that the life of Nigerians matters and take decisive action into addressing this issue. Before we begin to speak to the external threats, and we don't need the America to tell us what the situation is. This situation has been going on for the past 15 years without, commitments and efforts from our government to show a political will of stopping the killing. And people have continued to clamor, which why it is our American government are now, it is in the tables of the US president and is clamoring for, our government to take decisive action. What I would advise the government of the day is to show a very transparent and diplomatic way of addressing the situation and go, ruthlessly on these people, not just on the people killing the people, even their sponsors, and bring them to book. That way, it will convince the entire world, even the Nigerian people, build confidence in us that our government are really addressing our issue and our life matters here in our country. What is happening currently is you see, not necessarily from the government, even from commentators alike, different propagandas against leaving the main issue, which is the fact that lives are dying. We are losing Nigerians here in Nigeria. And that is what should be matter to anybody, to the Nigerian government. And our sovereignty is clear. There is no government that have rights to, carry out a military invasion on our land. But if we continue to leave our people helpless, they'll continue to cry out to the world. And maybe the world might have no choice. But my advice is it's an opportunity for the president, not just to improve on his economic effort, to even prove to be one of the major leaders of Nigeria that if we can counter this security situation that have been lingering across different regimes, it's a great opportunity for the current government to tell the world that yes, they have the interests of their people at mind and they deal decisively. And not from the back door, even making the world know what they have done, parading the sponsors of these people, no matter how highly placed they are. So...
All right. Okay, permit me to try to hit this issue from two different paradigms. First of all, should the government of the day create a clear dichotomy? Because from the statement we read and the perspective in which, or the prism in which the US government is looking at this, is making it sound like it's a blanket issue that is affecting the width, the length, the breadth of the entire country, which is not true, because there are Christians in the South that do not feel threatened. I cannot even relate with this because they do not even know what they are talking about. Yeah. Should the government make it clear that truly there are problems in a part of this country as against the entire entire Nigeria on one hand. And secondly, should we not probably call out the US government for stoking fire and leaving people high and dry when issues like this happen? Remember when the Boko Haram issue came up, a lot of people raised several voices. After a while, it seemed like a fad faded away. Like several interventions that the US government has tried to do, and even the British government over the years, centuries, they come in, try to wave the white flag or try to become shining white knights rather, when things are not necessarily going on, when they get bored, they move somewhere else, leaving us with more problems than we can actually handle.
Yes, thank you for that beautiful submission. We need to call a spade a spade. The most important thing to us as Nigerians is the fact that people are dying here. If you look at it geographically, we have some part of the country facing grazing and other crises. There are part of the country facing racial issues. There are part of the country that is plagued with kidnapping. There are back of the country where it's plagued with Boko Haram and all. But the truth is, across the countries of Nigeria, across the states of Nigeria, there are killing going on. There are huge issues of insecurity within the country. I think as a serious...
But this is not about insecurity.
Yeah. It's about...
This is very specific.
About the genocide of Christians. Alleged genocide of the Christians. Yes.
Which is not widespread across Nigeria.
True. So, if you allow my submission, right?
Yes.
If the question is, are there genocide of the Christians in Nigeria, in some part of Nigeria or not? There is. And then, is it spread across the country? No, it is not across the country.
But they are making it look like it is. It has become a pandemic.
Yes. If you look at my opening submission, what I said is, instead of us to focus on the noise of the persons in the other room, on the other our neighbors shouting, we should focus on our own issues here. Our issues, and this is to the government, our issues here is whether Christians or Muslims or pagans alike are dying here in our country. And they have been dying consistently over many years. Our government, the government of the day, need to take a decisive action into crushing, the sponsors and people behind this killing. First, why doing this? Why are these actions will then set the right tones to the world? The government are focused more on desescalating what the US government says than focusing on the real issue, which is people dying. Then we can now focus on the issue of, look, Christians and Muslims alike live unanimously here in our country. In my own family, we have Christians, Muslims alike. And we don't fight. There is no crisis. I live here in Southwest. There is nobody. I have not been attacked because of my religion before. And that is the story of a lot of other people across the nation. Yes, it is not a general Christian situation that Christians have been attacked. But some Nigerians are feeling this heat. They are being killed every day because of their religion. They are Nigerians as well. So our Nigerians that are also dying because they are Muslims, whatever, for whatsoever reason. Because you sleep and wake up, you are being killed in Nigeria. Our government needs to wake up and address this. That will not give advantage to the whitewashing the White House is doing, or any other political interest or international interest that have interest in our country into lying on these issues to attack us. If we focus on the issues and we address it decisively, there will not be any reason. Nigeria will now speak as unity, as one. And it might make Mr. President even more popular than he thinks among presidents that have come and go. Because if all you just need to do is sincerity of purpose and clarity, because it is widely believed that the government knows the people perpetrating this evil.
I'm going to take you off from there. I'm so sorry to come in, but we should also learn from contemporary history. Not too long ago, the previous administration, there was this issue about 400 names of alleged sponsors, making the rounds. But unfortunately, we never heard anything out of it, which brings me back to the issue of decisiveness in, enforcing whatever evidence you have and doing something tangible that people would feel at least some kind of security is being entrenched here. So from that aspect, why is it taking us this? You can't help but dilly-dallying scenario. Even from the troops themselves, when it comes to attacking, they tell you, oh, okay, we are supposed to go towards and attack this location where, militants or what have you. But they get orders from behind that, oh, no, just probe the area. Don't go there. There have been complaints about that as well. So this inconsistency in getting the job done. Perhaps when somebody on the outside is seeing all of this, and we're seeing the aftermath of this, of this indecisiveness, as it were.
Thank you. This is very, very interesting conversation that every Nigerian should not shy away from, because of the nature of our political structure. We have the 60 political zones of Nigeria. We have our different nature. If you remember, I want to go into something very, very fun, very, very likely to what we're having conversations about. You remember that the president, when we were shouting the Muslim ticket, said it was a strategy. It was a political strategy. So it is a fact that we all need to know as Nigerians that a strategy exists that you need to tone down. You have to give certain body language to certain part of the country and certain people. That is the decision Mr. President have to make now and stand for the people and not the political empire.
Are you seeing that being done?
No.
That intention to get this
the intention, whether it is done or not, the intention is not clear to Nigerians and to the world at large that the political will still seems floating. It is just a little bit of, no, the Christians are not dying here, Muslims are dying as well. Those are not the message. The message are firm and decisive actions to saying, oh, these are for example, the list they said they had a certain period. Publish these people, arrest them and prosecute them. Let Nigerians know these people are the people killing Nigerians for so year. If there are people, no matter how highly placed, how politically powerful, the Mr. President needs to bring them to book. That is when we can have conversation with the world and say, oh, we are religion tolerance here. See what we have done with this person. And people that are openly supporting the killings and all that, they need to be brought to book. If we don't do it transparently, we will leave the world no choice to one day come and say they want to help us. And that is what we don't want. Right. So I will once again use this podium to appeal to the president. Nigerian lives matter. Let us leave our political interests, our tribal differences, our religion differences. This is not a matter of religion or tribe or anything. Right. It is about life of Nigerians that are being killed from their sleep in their homes. The president needs to take a decisive action and put an end to this killing and put the people that have been sponsoring this mayhem for the past 15 years to book, no matter how they placed. If they can be in Aso Rock, they can be any part of Nigeria. They need to be they need to be prosecuted for their crime, so that the world will know that yes, we have a government that is interested in the life of its people, and that is what is most important for me.
All right. On that note, we'd like to thank you very much for your thoughts on that issue. Shitu Adedayo is a political analyst, and we've been talking about President Trump's actions, rhetorics on Nigerians, and the allegations of Christians being killed or what have you. We'd like to thank you for your thoughts on that.